There have been some really beautiful nights recently. Beautiful summer nights. I mean, you can see the moon and the stars and Jupiter and telescopes. They're great. Have you ever had one? You should look into it. Welcome back. We are kicking it into high gear. I am so excited to launch this textbook. It's my first time ever doing this, yours as well. So we're going to do OMG ELA combined with textbook. So you should have your book in front of you, and you should open to page 2 in your textbook. We're going to talk about rites of passage. So while you open your textbook, let me talk. We're going to be talking about rites of passage. And as we talked about the other day, a rite comes from a similar word like ritual. Okay, so a rite or ritual, R-I-T, and a ritual of passage when you pass age. You pass to a new age. So it's about changing seasons in your life. And so I wanted you to take a look at what we're going to do today. We have the essential question for our unit introduction, and really for our unit is, what are some milestones on the path to growing up? What are some milestones on the path to growing up? Being an adult can mean facing a variety of challenging and meaningful experiences, such as passing a test of strength or learning to drive a car. Although the roads to adulthood differ around the world, they all have some elements in common. This unit has been designed to allow you to explore a wide range of milestones on the path to growing up. So today, really all you need is the worksheet, or your digital copy of the book, whatever you have, and you will need your textbook and a pencil, pen. All right, so let's look at our unit introduction activities. We have a couple things we're going to do. And first thing on page 2 in your book, I know you can't click it. You'll try to click it. I can see you trying to click with your finger there. It's not going to work. But there's a little video. It says, "Dear graduates, a message from Kid President." So we're going to watch this video before we do anything else. And there's a discuss question there. So after we watch this video, we're going to read that discuss question right next to the printed form of the video. And yeah, let's check it out. You guys like Kid President? I wonder how old he is now. He was like really popular when I first started teaching. So let's see what he has to say about graduation. I have a cape like that. Looks pretty cool.
This is for all the graduates. Whether if you're graduating from high school, college, talking with your mouth full, whatever, I don't know. Let's put on flat hats and dream. This sort of looks like a cat toy. Dream about life.
Pretty annoying.
Dream about what's next. Dream about a world where people get along. I mean, like, can't base and trouble be friends? Life is like a really good sandwich. It's all in how you make it. So fill it with the good stuff. Fill your life with the good stuff, people.
True.
We've been waiting for this moment, and here we are. It's a good moment. All moments are if you take a moment. As I look out here today, I see potential. I see future surgeons and future teachers. The world's more awesome just because you're in it. You add something to every room you enter, and I mean it. You're about to enter some new rooms and they need you. We need you to reach higher than you ever reach. It's time to make awesome stuff happen. Stop hitting pause. It's time to start hitting play. It won't be easy, but anything can happen, right? I mean, have you seen Air Bud? It's a story of a dog playing basketball. There were like 18 of those movies. 18 Air Buds. I didn't think it was possible, but they did it. Make the impossible possible. We all have the capacity for greatness.
True.
You could be like Air Bud. I don't want to make you sad, but from what I learned, school never ends. There are grown-ups who don't share. There are grown-ups who are bullies.
That's me.
They need to graduate from that junk. They're all just trying to figure stuff out. You are too. That's okay.
Cool. All right, so I want you to go ahead and discuss that. In your book, page 2, there's a little, right next to Kid President, it says discuss it. In what way is graduation a rite of passage or a significant milestone that indicates growth? What other rites of passage are you familiar with? It says write your response before sharing your ideas. So just make a little note there. What are some ideas you have about these questions? I'd ask you to pause the video and take 2 minutes to write and then really discuss with your partner. I'll be walking around to see, all right? Pause the video. Okay, so you did, right? You're done? Okay, if you're not done writing it down and discussing it, you need to do that. Pause the video if you haven't. But if you are done, let's continue. So we finished the video. I'd like to go over our essential question. What are some milestones on the path to growing up? Do you like my mouse, by the way, this hot pink? I thought it looked kind of cool, so hopefully you can see it. If it needs to be a bit larger, I can, but I think this is probably good. So, milestones is an interesting word. It's made up of two other words, right? Mile and stone. And so what they used to do in the olden days before cars is they would put a giant stone up every mile. So you knew exactly how far it was. You just count the rocks. You know, how many rocks have I passed in my wagon? And you go, oh, okay, we passed 50 of these rocks. That means in the next 2, we're going to hit the next city. So milestones, they're important markers. They show you how far you've come, and they show you how far you have yet to go. So what are some important milestones on the path to growing up? What are some important things that show you how far you've come and things that you're shooting to get toward? We're going to watch another video. One of our unit goals is to set goals. So we're actually going to set some goals for this whole unit. We're going to set them today in a couple of minutes. And this is so you can look back and go, look how much I've grown at the end of this unit. And it's going to be a while. We'll be in this unit for a couple weeks. So let's watch this video. It's a classroom video. And I want you to listen to what these students say about goal setting, okay? Let's go.
You with me, Steph? What do you think?
That they were willing to put aside their differences because they knew one was in greater danger.
Yes. I knew you wanted to help me out.
My name is Stephanie, and I'm an 8th grader at Unity Junior High.
My sister's name.
Differences because they knew one was in greater danger, I think they used.
Because they knew.
I try to set goals for myself because I know that it might be able to help me in the future as to become a better person or a better student. But sometimes it does get a bit difficult because it depends the subject for me. You know, some subjects I am good at and others I'm not.
Okay, so you guys are all on page 88, right?
No.
You're not on 88.
He wasn't listening. What page are we on?
I'm Nemo. I'm an 8th grader and student from Unity Junior High School. It's like almost the same thing that happened to a lot of people. Goal setting is important because if you look at failures, you only see failures, but when you see that you succeeded in something, you don't think about failure.
Keep track of your success.
Flip the page,
That's a good
and
point.
you're going to go to the unit goals. And right now we're going to self-reflect, and you're going to take your pen or pencil, and you're going to go to the reading goals and speaking and listening goals. And you're going to self-evaluate yourself.
I did my self-assessment in the book.
That's what we're gonna
I like
do.
to read in the book because it helps me when I write my thoughts in the margin. I don't write it in a notebook, which I just can lose, but I write it in the Pearson book, which is it's always there.
So I have your
Goal
binders.
settings does get me through the story easier.
Your 3-ring
because
binders.
I have a better, meaningful description on what to do.
How Miss Soljic made us do the goal settings, I wasn't too sure about it, but it kind of made me want to feel a little bit more confident in what I said or what I wrote. And while in the book, when she told us to write our thoughts.
I do use goal settings in many of my classes because it helps me to do better in those classes.
Remember, it's very important to self-evaluate yourself before you start anything. See where you fall. And then at the end, you can evaluate yourself again. Hopefully, you'll grow.
Writing down my goals help me because it helps me remember on what to focus on and what to start doing more on.
I do write down my goals because I feel like it'll help me understand why and why I want to do my best on that or why I even wanted to set that as a goal. I had
Helps you
low
remember.
expectations for myself when we were starting because it was kind of difficult for me. Setting goals help boost my self-confidence on this topic or what I could have said or could have learned or could have done differently. And now
True.
we know when something's wrong and we're more willing to help than back then.
Good. Perfect.
And it helps me feel better about myself because I know that maybe if I can't, I won't be able to accomplish my goal now, maybe I could do it later or finish it.
I'm gonna sit at you guys' desks like this from now on. I'm gonna sit awkwardly like this. This is me. This is you. You're like, yeah, get away, Mr. Fairburn. I'm like, but I'm so nice. Sorry, I had to. I know you're thinking the same thing. But hey, look, honestly, they had a really good point in this video, which is like, you set goals to keep track of how far you've come. Otherwise, you're just not paying attention to what's happening to you in life, and like it'll get away from you. So we're gonna set some academic goals, and I'm really looking forward to doing that with you guys. So if you would, you should have your worksheet in front of you. You should have your worksheet in front of you, and you'll see this this worksheet. Okay, it says unit goals. Throughout this unit, you will deepen your perspective about rites of passage by reading, writing, speaking, listening, and presenting. These goals will help you succeed on the unit performance-based exam. So we have a final exam for this unit that will be, several weeks away. And really setting these goals helps you measure how far you get to getting an A on this exam, right? And it shouldn't be a surprise to you. Your grade on this final exam should not be a surprise to you. You should be like, yeah, I know I was kind of low in this goal, and it's pretty clear on the test that that's going to happen. It also what I want you to do is I want you to rate how well you meet these goals right now. Right now, today, sitting in class, how do you do on these different things? And you're going to look back at these rankings when you reflect on your growth in this unit. So, for example, I'm not going to go through this whole thing. You're going to do it. But for example, the scale is 1, not at all well. I don't do it very well. Number 5 is extremely well. Number 3 is like, I do it, but it could be better. So, for instance, reading goals. We have all different kinds of goals here. But if I look at my reading goals, read and analyze how authors express point of view in a non-fiction narrative. So, you're thinking first person, third person, but do you understand why they chose first person, third person? If you have no idea what this means, then in your unit intro, you're probably not very well. You're probably like a 2. If you have no idea what this means, you're probably like a 1 or a 2. But if you're like, I kind of know what point of view is, but I think I'd probably get better at it, you're probably a 3. If you're like, oh, I know what point of view is, and I can analyze it, give me an essay. You're like, give me an essay right now of a non-fiction narrative. Give me a true story about somebody, and I'm going to analyze that point of view and their perspective. I'll do it. Then you're a 5. Okay? Go ahead and go through this worksheet here, and I want you to rate and be really honest, because we're going to use this to measure some things in the future. Go ahead and fill that out. Pause the video. All right, so you are back. You finished filling out that self-evaluation, and let's look at page 5, okay? Now, page 5 is where we're going to look at some of the academic words we'll be using during this unit. So, let's do this. Read this paragraph here. I'll read it for you, okay? Academic terms appear in all subjects and can help you read, write, and discuss with more precision. Non-fiction narratives, that means true stories. Non-fiction means true, narratives are stories. True stories, non-fiction narratives are based on true events and written in a form to engage and keep readers' interest. Here are 5 academic words that will be useful to you in this unit as you write personal narratives. You're going to complete the chart. Number 1, review the word, its root, and the mentor sentences. It's like an example sentence. 2, use the information and your knowledge to predict the meaning of each word. So don't look it up in the dictionary right away. Don't. Use your brain first. Go to your brain dictionary and go, I could guess what this means. I might know what this means, or I'm going to put it in my own words, okay? And then number 3, for each word, list at least 2 related words. Refer to a dictionary or other resources if needed after. So after, if you get to a point where you can't do it, like I've never heard this word in my life. I've never seen a root word that looks anything like this. Okay, dictionary's fine for like that one word, but please do not do not just Google the word and copy the definition. You will learn nothing. Okay? Whew, sorry, that was Mr. Scareber. All right, go ahead and fill that out. Pause the video and come back when you are done. All right, hey, you got that done. That's really what we had for today, is just to introduce you to some of the language and some of the concepts in this unit. And I'm excited to jump into this and talk about your rites of passage. What are the things that you do to grow up? I still am going through rites of passage even at my old ancient age. So you guys are great. Take care. See you next time.